Hey guys, Tony here, and this is the third and final session of Traffic Sculpting YouTube Hacks Edition. Okay, so I've been doing this completely free, these 3 sessions. I hope you've managed to pick up some good tips while we've been doing this. Now, in this third and final session, what we're going to do is have a look at how we can force hack the suggested video algorithm. Okay, we want to trigger that algorithm with some actions that we do in this session. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just going to talk you through what we're attempting to do here, so that you can understand fully before we get into the software, before we get into the demonstration, what is actually happening and what we're looking for. Okay, so first of all, just to remind you that YouTube traffic is absolutely huge, and one of the best ways to understand how huge that is that YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world. Okay, but even though it's the second largest search engine in the world, most top creators on YouTube will tell you they get more traffic from suggested video than what they get from search. Okay, it's a massive traffic platform. Okay, that's why we want to crack it, because it's got a lot of potential, whether you want to make money inside YouTube or whether you want to make money from selling services or affiliate marketing, whatever it might be. YouTube is a place where people actually go with an intent to learn stuff, they go with an intent to be entertained, they go with an intent that you can meet a lot easier than what you can probably on places like Facebook and Instagram, etc. as well. So being able to tap into YouTube with those YouTube ads that can cost as little as ½ cent or 1 cent, like I showed you proof of in that first session, well, it's absolutely huge. But now, once we have learned how to optimize our content so that we can give ourselves a very best possible chance when that ad traffic is coming, that it's starting to trigger some algorithms for YouTube search and also for Google search, by the way. Now what we can do is we can take things into our own hands in another way, okay, and take it to another level by trying to hack into the algorithm for suggested video. Okay, so suggested video algorithm has 4 different things that we're looking at with SerpAttack. Okay, 4 things SerpAttack can help with to force the issue. Okay, first of all is the CTR. Okay, that's the click-through rate. That is when your content gets found on the search engine. Okay, and when it gets found on the search engine, it's going to click through from the search engine, whether it's Google, Yahoo, Bing, or YouTube. Okay, it's going to click through from the search engine and then start to watch your video according to the settings that you do in SerpAttack. So we can set it up to do between 85 and 95%. Watch my video between 85 and 90%, or 93 and 100%, or 95 and 100%, whatever you choose. And you can tell it to go and do maybe like 500 views, 200 views, whatever it might be. Now for the CTR, you don't actually need that many, okay? You really don't. And you want to sort of drip feed the CTR over time rather than all at one time. But with the retention views, we can do those as well, along with the CTR at the same time in the same campaign, or we can do it separately. Now usually I will do it separately because or I will do another campaign separately, I should say, because we want to do high volumes of those. Okay, we want to do much higher volumes of the sorry, something was trying to fly in the window there, it really put me off. Okay, we want to do high volumes of the retention views because there's no CTR there, but what we're doing is we're trying to push on the retention time, we're trying to push on the watch time, and also what we're doing is something called session time as well, and I'll demonstrate that in just a second for you. Okay, so let's go over into SerpAttack, and you can see we've got 2 parts. Okay, you can see we've got the web application, and we can create a project from here, and also we have got the desktop tool. Okay, and the desktop tool basically is where all of the views get done. Okay, and people are doing views from different desktop tools all over the world right now. Okay, all the members of SerpAttack have got the ability to do views for other people while they get views done themselves. Okay, so that gives us a unique ability that we can tap into other people's proxies, etc. Because what we had before was something called SerpAttack Alpha, where, for example, if I had 25 squid proxies, I would be able to do maximum like 50 views, like 2 views per IP, and that would be pushing it. That would be for one piece of content. Okay, so you're kind of limited with that, so we would need to get like 50 or 100 squid boxes if you wanted to get like 50 or 100 or 200 video views, for example. But now, if you've got like just 10 people in a group and they've got 25 proxies each, okay, which costs about $30 a month, then you've got access then to about 250 IPs, and that gives you a massive reach that you cannot get with SerpAttack Alpha. That's why we created this. Now we've also built into this the ability that we can use home IP and log into YouTube with a home IP. So basically you can do things like views from being logged into a YouTube account, okay, and we will add some other features like liking and commenting and all that kind of stuff a little bit later. But to properly use that, we're probably going to need about 2,000 members, and we're not there yet because we had some delays on the launches. We were first of all set up that we did some testing group, and that went on for a few weeks, and we discovered we needed to do more work in the tool, so we kind of went away again, come back again a few months later, and we started again. And then we had another sort of delay before I could get around to releasing the tool. So we released the tool probably about 2 months ago or 3 months ago now, and it hasn't probably had the promotion that I need to do, and the promotion that I need to do is really going to come from paid ads and doing stuff exactly like this YouTube traffic hacks. Okay, so when you start to see more videos coming out, especially in YouTube ads, if you start to watch videos and you see me popping up with some information, often it's to redirect people into the SerpAttack kind of offer at some point or another. So we bring them through a funnel. We won't send them directly into SerpAttack initially, but we will give them some content and, you know, take them through the funnel, and everybody will get to know SerpAttack at some point with some trial offer at some point as well. So that's basically what you will see me doing over the next few weeks and months, and we will get more and more aggressive with it as we go along. Right now, so we know how this is set up. We've got a desktop tool where we can watch other people's videos and they can watch ours. Okay, so to make this work as well, you can see I've got scheduled tasks disabled. That means I'm not going to get interrupted when I'm doing the video, okay, but I'll put that back on when we actually set the campaign up. Now there's another element to this where we need to put in some proxies. Okay, so over here you can see I've got proxies, and if I click on my proxies here, you're going to see that they are probably red because I need to set up my IP with the proxy provider, which is Squid Proxies. Okay, so here's how this works. I'll just bring this over, okay, and you can see I've got my proxies in here, but my IP is not authorized. I need to click on authorized IPs, and I need to see my IP here. I need to click on that to add to the auth list. I can click on submit there. Okay, now when I come into the assigned proxies, that red warning is away, and I can copy these and I can come back into the software, just close that one there, and let's just bring this back over. I've got two screens here, guys, in case you're wondering where things disappeared to there. I'll clear these proxies, I'll click on add proxies, add items. Now we need to give it time to propagate. Some of these will be red and some of these will start to become green, and we just need to give it some time, okay, because we've just activated that specific IP. So give it a minute or two. I'll pause the video and come back to it. Okay, you can see it's starting to get green now, and we're good to go. Okay, so now what we can do is we can switch on this in a second. Okay, what I want to do first though is I want to set up my campaign. Okay, so the campaign I'm going to set up, click on create a new project, and I'm going to get my keywords from yesterday from those keywords we took from that video title. As it's already done, I'll use that specific video. Okay, let me just bring that over from the other screen here. Okay, so I'll keep that on the top here. Now what we want to do is give the project a name that's just for your use. Okay, so I'm going to put in here insane YouTube SEO, and here we're going to put in the URL to search. I'm just going to grab that URL from here, copy the link, and we will bring that back up. Something getting stuck here. There we go, I've got my wire stuck in there. Now you can see the CTR views, and if I click on here, you can see that if I click on where it says CTR views, I should say, that we have a drop down here. Okay, we've got bulk video views, we've got blog browsing, we've got playlist views where we can watch a single video, which is basically the first video of a playlist. Embedded views, so for example, if I put if I embed a video on my blog, on a WordPress blog, or on medium.com, or on a Quora Answers or something like that, I can go and view that video on those websites. Okay, and that kind of brings people from those websites into YouTube. It's another algorithm trigger that we're trying to trigger there. We've got CTR, embedded views, where we go and find that content on the website, like medium.com for example. We will find the ranking, we'll find where it's ranking, whether it's Google it's ranking, or Bing or Yahoo. Find the content, click through on it, and start to watch the video. It's embedded on that piece of content on that page. Okay, CTR with full playlist views, that's watching the whole playlist. Okay, that's great if you've got your own playlist and you want to increase session time. Here's a good way to do it. Okay, you can watch all the videos in the playlist and make it go round and round again if you want to. You can even make it do very, very cool things that I'm going to show you in a minute, which is watching videos that are basically suggested at the end of your video as well. Okay, so that's really important to be able to do that. That increases the session time just by being able to do that. So you put a video at the end where you're recommending people to watch, and basically the software will go and click on it, start to watch that, and they can go and watch the next one and the next one and the next one. As long as you've got videos recommended at the end of each of those videos, we can increase the session time. Okay, all of this is really important. This is how we can trigger these algorithms. Okay, and the bulk playlist views, that's without the CTR, just goes and watches. Okay, that's a cool thing to do if you've got a course or something like that. And of course we can choose here the search engines, etc. as well. Now what I'm going to do is CTR views, I'll start with that. I'm not going to do too many, but what I will do is I'm going to take some of these keywords, and these are the keywords that we know that we were ranking for. Okay, that came directly from the title. This is our easy keywords, and this is why we're using the easy keyword strategy, or this is how we're using it, so that we can go and get some views. And what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to increase it, say 57 views. Okay, give it a bit of variety. Right, now it doesn't have to be huge amounts of these CTR clicks. We can always come back and add more. Okay, we can come back and add more later. I can go into another 40 or 50 tomorrow. Okay, but what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to start it off just with YouTube, where we know we've got rankings, so that we can get that engagement happening. Okay, now next we come into the options over here, and we can choose to play the end screen video. Okay, that's what I was talking about, those videos that you suggest at the end, and we can say, yeah, do that. Okay, and we can say do it for just one video. Okay, so I'm just going to choose here to go one deep, and what that's going to do, it's going to watch the video that was suggested as the end screen video, and then when it's watched that video, it's going to watch the next one as well. Okay, if I leave it at 0, it will just do that specific one. Okay, so I'm going to keep this at 1, so that means I'm going to get like 3 different views for each one of these. So you're thinking like 55 views is not a huge amount, but we're actually increasing the session time as well. This is one of the algorithm triggers. Okay, we can click the link in video description. Remember I told you yesterday that when we put those links in the video description, that we can use them to perhaps go and trigger some algorithms for the up next videos. That's what I was doing with this. This is what we were going to try and attempt with this specific feature. Although that feature's been there before I had that idea, it's always kind of been there since back in SerpAttack Alpha, when it was kind of early in the development. But this is a good way that we can use it. Okay, so retention rate, we're going to set retention rate here. I usually put about, let's see, about 93%. I normally do to 100%. And we can add a delay in between videos. I'm not going to do that. Enable drip feed. That's good if you want to do long term. Say for example I want to do like 200 views, and I want to do it maybe just a few views every day just to keep off the radar, then you can do that as well. All of this is there, but I'm doing a demo right now, so I'm not going to do that. Okay, keyword spelling, this is if you get any typos. And sometimes, well, the reason I put this in is because I started to notice, especially with the local directory stuff that we were doing a couple of years ago, that we came across some misspellings, okay, and the misspellings had a lot of traffic volumes, okay. So what I did is I got this feature built that we would specifically have those misspellings chosen so that we could find our content and view the content, or you know, whether it's a blog post or video, that we could do that. And web browser visible or not, usually I will keep that not visible, okay. Usually I will keep that not visible. You can see this yourself. I've got other videos on that. I'm not going to use that right now either, because you don't want to have this popping up, okay. Normally I will just keep this not visible so that it works in the background, okay. Now the playback speed, this is interesting because we can make this happen faster, okay. So we can say like watch at 1.5 speed, or we can say it watch at 2x speed. And it means if you've got a longer video that we can get through it quicker, okay. That's entirely up to you, but there's two trains of thought here, okay. And one of them came from one of our customers, or one of the guys that was doing the trial when we did the first sort of test group that we did on Skype, just testing the tool out, etc. He thought it would be a good idea to do 0.5 so that we have more watch time on the video, because it's a slower watch, it just means more minutes, etc. And he's not wrong, and we will add that at some point, but right now what I normally do is about 1.5, okay, and we can get through them reasonably quickly, but at the same time we're not compromising too much on the overall watch time, okay. And here we can choose how many pages of Google or any search engine to go and search, okay. So I'll keep that as it is, and that's all we need to do. Now if I click on here to save, then it's going to start the campaign first of all on my computer, okay. It's going to start on my computer first. So I'm just going to bring this over and I'll move my keywords away. This time I'm going to switch this on, and our proxies are all good, so we should start to see the videos start to pop up, or the suggestions starting to pop up. In fact, what I might do is just restart this. I'm not starting now, you can see, since we put that on. So what it's going to do, it's going to start the campaign and start to watch the videos, okay, and it will do those CTR views. Now while that is happening, I'm going to come back and I'm going to create another campaign, okay, another project, and this time I'm going to call it Insane YouTube SEO Retention, okay. And we'll put the URL in again one more time. Copy the link, come back over here, put the URL, and this time we're going to choose bulk video views. This is going to be done within YouTube, okay. The view count to increase, I'm going to put in here, say 100. Right now what we can do is come over to the options. We can say watch the end screen videos. I'm going to keep that as 0 because we've got 100 views happening, and all of this stuff is grayed out. A lot of this stuff is grayed out because we're not using the CTR, but for the retention we can still choose on that one. Because we're doing 100 views, I might just change this. As you can see, I've got 85 to 100%, that's fine. And we could drip feed this over, you know, 2 or 3 days, and it would be good to do. But for now, I'm just want to get through this as quickly as possible, since we're in a video, okay. So it won't be finished before I finish the video, but I'll just show you how we set this up. So I'll add that. So that is, you can see how quick that is. It literally takes like a minute to set up your campaigns. If I'm not talking, it takes me literally a minute to set up my campaigns. And now the software is going to go and it's going to find the content on the search engines. I'll just make this big, and it will go and search and look for that content on the search engines for those keywords, and as it finds the keywords, then it's going to start to view, etc. So it's just getting started, it's just kicking up, and you can see the number of threads that we're working with. If you come over here, come into the SerpAttack settings, you can see that we're working with number of threads for personal projects. I've got 9, okay. Number of threads for group projects I've put down to 1. Now I will change that around from different times. Right now I want to start the views off on my own computer to make sure it's working, okay. So I'll put it at 9 right now. I can bring that down at any time, okay. And for the threads for the group project, watching other people's videos, well, while I've got my own campaign kickstarting, I will put this down to 1. Later I will put it back to about 4 and 4. Sometimes I will do reverse if I don't have any views to get done myself, so that I can help other people and get those views done for them, okay. So that's basically how that works. Now if I come back over here, you can see current progress. It's starting to get that little blue bar here. it's starting to watch. You can see over here it's watching the video. Okay, so that's all happening in the background. Now, once we get enough members, we won't be using proxies, and we'll be able to use like home IPs and properly logged into YouTube accounts, and we can add multiple YouTube accounts at that point, and we can do some different things with sort of mobile devices, etc. as well, where we can use you know, just some settings that we can put in so that we can get more views done in more different YouTube accounts. But for now, until I get that membership number up, I'm just going to keep it as it is. We do have a home IP in here, so if you want to get in a group with, you know, 20-30 other people, then you can. But right now, we're still building the membership up. We need to get at least a couple of thousand people in before we can really properly use that. Okay, but it is there if you want to try and use it now. Okay, so what I'm going to do next, I'm just going to come into the campaigns. Okay, I've set up 2 campaigns, you can see, and we're watching the end screen videos, and you can see how many views it's got to do, etc. as well. Now, if I come into the campaigns and I go into view the campaign here, and we go into the analytics, etc. as well, it will tell you very, very cool things. If I go into reports in here, you will see when I come down, it can tell me if there's any errors and what caused the errors. Okay, this is a brand new campaign, so it's not going to show you anything here. But if it was stopped by the user, or if it capture problems, or connection problems, etc., etc., it will tell you what the problem was. Okay, and go back into the project. What I can do as well is I can share into a group. Now, this is where the power is. Okay, if I click on here to share into a group, I can come in here and I can put in here bulk views retention. I can put in here for rank attack, SEO, core strategy, etc., etc. I can add them into all these groups, okay, so that we can get the views done. Okay, so I'm just going to put in here rank attack, SEO. In fact, I think it's this one, CTR booster group. I'll add it in here. And when I come into the groups, you will see that we have these groups in here, and we can click into the groups to view, for example. You can see how many members we've got, etc. in here, and you can see, you know, if people are doing the views, etc. We've got some back-end data that can tell us if things are, you know, people are doing views or people are just switched off and getting views, etc., so that we know what's happening here. There's a lot of stuff that we can tell in the back end that normal users cannot see. Okay, so I'll come back into my project. So let me just come in. I'll go into view, and I'm going to share to group. I'll put it into a couple of groups, because I honestly can't remember. It's been about 3 or 4 weeks since I used this. I can't remember what we called the groups. I'm going to add that in here, and I'll add it into one more, just so that we can get these views done as quickly as possible. Group proxies only one. Okay, I'll put it in there. So I've got it in 3 different groups. Right, now the other project, I'm going to come in this one. This was the bulk retention views. I'll click on view, and I'll share to group, and this time I'm going to put it in the bulk views retention group. Okay, I'll click on save. There we go. Okay, so all that's happening in the background. Now, anybody who's got the desktop tool on, my project is now basically queued to do views on the video, and their projects are queued to get views from my desktop tool. Once I have started to get some views, etc., what I will do is I will come in here and I will change that later, so that I've got more group project views being done, and as well as my own. Okay, so I'll probably change that around to, you know, maybe 2 threads for personal project, so that I can stagger the amount of views as well from my computer, because I'm already kickstarting my campaign with my IPs. Okay, so I want to reduce the amount of my IPs being used, so I'll bring that down to about 2, and I'll increase this here to about 7. Now, how much you use, how many threads you use, we've got some text in here where people can see. It can take up resources on your computer, and we've given you some basic information here so that you can make some decisions. What I normally would suggest to people is start off with 4 threads in total, 2 and 2, and then you can work your way up. Even while it's in a campaign, you can click here to add more. If it's not affecting your computer, you can just click on add, and it will just increase. Okay, so that's all we need to do. Okay, that's all we need to do. So let me just come back and we'll do a recap, because there really wasn't that much to cover here, because it's so simple. Okay, the hard work is being done with the software, Okay, the hard work has already been done with the coding, etc., that we've done with, you know, what we got within the web application and the desktop tool. It's all done for you. Okay, you just need to understand why it's being done the way we're doing it. Okay, and all you need to understand as well, I mean, really need to understand, is whatever we do with this is just a kickstart. Okay, it's only a kickstart. Your content needs to stand up on its own, because whatever we do with these kind of tools, even if I did 5,000 views, if you got something, some keywords or a video that's likely to get, you know, 10,000 views per month from YouTube, from organic, then that's going to drown out anything that you can do with tools like SerpAttack or VidAttack Alpha or a whole bunch of these new ones that have popped up recently. You've got to understand that, and a lot of those people don't really understand that. They think this is all, you know, CTR manipulation and all this guy. Come on, really, your content needs to stand up. It's a kickstart. Once the real traffic comes, all the hard work you've done, or that the software has done, will be replaced with real traffic stats. Okay, it's not that hard to understand. It's really easy to understand. Okay, it's not about the tech. It's about your content. Always about your content. We can kickstart it. We can get some results. Real traffic comes. Hopefully, your content is going to stand up. Okay, so that is another element that we can teach in another series. Okay, so. Just a reminder what we're doing here. We're using the CTR, the click-through rate. It's an algorithm trigger for both suggested and for search. Okay, it's big as well for Google, but if I want to use it for Google, I want to use it within the Google search engine. If I want to make this work for Yahoo and Bing, if I use the Yahoo and Bing search engines, it's good for that, okay, for those search engines as well, to rank on them as well. Okay, I just did the demonstration with YouTube. I will come back later and I will do some for Bing and Yahoo and for Google. Okay, now don't forget that we need to put those timestamps in your description to make it work properly. I haven't got that yet, but I can put them in when I start to do for the Google search engine. Okay, I will put some timestamps in at that particular point. Okay, now retention, it's really important. It's an algorithm trigger. Okay, if somebody's watching your video for 3% and bouncing off, it's not a good sign. Okay, so Google doesn't want to recommend your video, or YouTube doesn't want to recommend your video as a suggested video or on search. Okay, if it happens consistently. And watch time is the overall minutes that people are watching. Okay, so this is kind of important, and this is really important as well, that we have got people in those groups doing those views. Okay, it's really important that we've got them doing those views, because we've got access into their IPs. And even if they're not, then you've got something like VidAttack Alpha here. Just if you're using it for yourself, it's just VidAttack Alpha really. If you're not using those groups, but if you're using the groups, then you've got, you know, multiple more IPs that you can tap into. Okay, and we're all using squid proxies. We recommend squid proxies. If you want to get squid proxies cheaper, what you can do is you can go over to blackhatworld.com. Okay, blackhatworld.com, or you can search on Google like squid proxies, coupon code squid proxies discount, and basically you can put your proxies, you can get your proxies about 30% off or something like that. In the Black Hat World, they have a forum called the Marketplace within the Black Hat World main forum. It's got some sub forums. One of them is called Marketplace. If you search in there for squid proxies, you will see that they have a thread, and they always have a coupon code in there for about 30% off or something like that, where you can save some money. Whereas before, when if I was using 25, 50 or 100 squid proxies, I could only double those numbers for each piece of content I wanted to use, and that would be me really pushing it to do 2. Okay, I would not normally do that many. If I had, for example, 50 squid proxies, I would probably do about 65, 75 views on a video. Okay, so that I didn't really push my luck too much. But now you've got access to everybody else's proxies, and they've got access to yours as well, so it becomes so much more cost effective to be able to do this. Okay, and this is, just the ability that we got now, that we can get more views and we can get more happening. Okay, so the session time as well is absolutely huge. Okay, this is a major algorithm trigger. Now that we can watch the end screen videos, that makes a difference. Now if I also put in there to click on the links, you can see how that could be as well. Now at some point in the future, I'm going to build in some recurring viewing time from the clicking the links. We haven't got that yet, but probably in the next sort of few weeks we will add that so that we can click on the links, go and watch, or maybe click through to a blog post, to a sales page, to a landing page, to a medium.com page, or to a core answers that you've done, etc., etc., and we can actually spend some time browsing there. Okay, the software can, for example, in the blog browser, it can go to your WordPress site and it can click around. Okay, you can tell it to go and visit 4 pages, and you can say, like, do an average of 2 minutes per page. If you wanted to do that, you would say, like, visit 4 pages, spend 8.5 minutes or 9 minutes on the site or something like that. That's how that would work. Okay, you want to do a minimum of 2 minutes browsing time per page. That is average. That is what we recommend to be able to trigger some algorithms. Okay, 2 minutes per page. Okay, 2 minutes. If you want to visit 4 pages, you need 8 minutes. Okay guys, so you're wondering how you can get a hold of SerpAttack, at least to try it and to see this thing in action for yourself. Well, the good news is I'm going to give you an opportunity to take a trial of SerpAttack for just $1. Okay, I need to put the dollar in there so that we can prevent people from taking multiple trials. Okay, so it's only $1. You can take a trial of SerpAttack and you can get some bonus credits for that dollar. Okay, and you can check it out and test it for yourself. Okay, it's very, very quick and easy to use once you have got it set up. We have instructions on how to set it up. Okay, you just need to log into the web application, add your license key into the web application, then you install the desktop tool, you add your key into the desktop tool, your license key, it's a separate key for each. Okay, and then what you're going to do is you're going to add some proxies from Squid Proxies. I'll put a link in the membership area where you can go and get some Squid Proxies at a discount. Okay, and you also need to have a capture service as well. We recommend 2 capture, but there's many others like Death by Capture and several others that are, you know, good enough to use for this. Okay, I personally use 2 capture. It's the best one for me. Okay, now you will get a link to that that trial offer underneath this video. Okay, underneath this video. Now this is the 3rd video in the series, so we have created a web page where we're putting the videos from the series into the web page. But what I'm going to do here, because I'm giving this away for free, okay, I want to get people onto my email list so that I can share more training like this, so that I can get people onto webinars, and so I can do some affiliate marketing as well. Let's be upfront. I like to build a list so that we can do some promotions, sometimes for my own stuff, sometimes for recommending other people's products. What you don't need to worry about with me is that I'm not going to email you every single day a different product every single day. It's not going to work like that. Okay, I recommend usually about 1 product per week, and sometimes it's done via a webinar, or I've done an interview with that product creator. That's my preferred way of doing it. Okay, private promotions, not necessarily in a product launch, where we can get a discount and where we can get some kind of a demo and we can do a Q&A session. You will see me do that often. You will see me do that more and more, actually, because it's just the best way to do it. I enjoy doing it like that, where people can get some extra value and they're not buying blind. Okay, most of the promotions that you get at the moment are coming from people that are promoting different products every single week, multiple products a week. They cannot possibly know all there is to know about those products if they're promoting so much. Okay, now there are 1 or 2 exceptions who do it, like they do this full time. That's what they're doing. They put a big effort in, and they genuinely make a good attempt to do proper reviews, etc. But there's not that many of those people. Now I also have very, very unique, high quality bonuses when we're doing those kind of promotions as well. Okay, usually those bonuses will fit the product, or they will be one of my own tools. Okay, so you want to pay attention for that when these kind of offers come up. Always check what the bonus is, because my bonuses are often very, very good. Okay, so if that is interesting for you, then that's good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the 3rd session along with the other 2 sessions and the checklist and some other stuff into a Chrome extension. Okay, so you can see the Chrome extension will look something like this. I'm going to put a link where you can get there, and you will see that I have a video at the top, and then we got the checklist. Okay, and the checklist you can go through and you can check things off as you are working on your campaign. So if you want to use this strategy, you can come in here and you can see the progress being used up here. From time to time you will see the banner ads in here changing. Okay, that will be whatever I'm working on at this particular time. When we start to work on the next course, which is not going to be a free course, but I will do the first session free, and that course is going to be for rapid affiliate marketing, okay, rapid 5-figure affiliate marketing, I should say, okay. That's where we teach you how to build email lists really fast by using these lead magnets, these Lead Blaster lead magnets. This is created by my tool called Lead Blaster, okay. We do Chrome extensions like this, okay. We also do APK files. We can export as a zip file where we can put it into the Chrome store. We can export as an APK file where we can put it into the Play Store. We've been running some campaigns on the Play Store. We're getting 6 cents per install. Now, when you first install these apps, you're presented with an email opt-in form, okay. That's how we build our list, okay. That's how we build our list. So when you install, you are going to be presented with an email opt-in, and we will have a verification in the background. So this is a great way where you can build your list if you want to do some things like affiliate marketing, you want to promote other people's products, you want to learn how to promote properly, you want to avoid being part of the noise that everybody else is emailing the same product every single day, the product's changing, and you're just part of the noise. And these email lists that are being built by those people that you're getting emails from every day, they're very incestuous in the sense that everybody's got the same people on the email list. I mean, how in the hell do they make money when they're all promoting the same product and they're all emailing a different product every single day, but it's always the same product every single day? It's a nightmare. Okay, that's not how you do affiliate marketing. That's not the best way to do affiliate marketing. I will show you a better way with that course. Okay, so it's going to be called Rapid 5-Figure Affiliate, and we are going to be building an email list using the Android app version of these checklists, because we've been running campaigns, we're getting installs at as little as 6 cents each, okay. So it's going to be a numbers game. If we can get 6 cents per install, then it's going to be a numbers game how quickly we can build an email list. There's a lot of people at that point, they might just bounce out, they don't want to give an email, but if we make the offer appealing enough before they install, then hopefully they're going to say, okay, I'm going to give it a chance. As soon as they have installed it, we can send them a push notification that comes straight onto the telephone. At the same time, we've collected the email address, okay, and the email address is verified. Even though it's a single email, they cannot get through it if you put in a fake email kind of thing. So that's another advantage that we got. Now for the Chrome extensions, what I normally do is a double opt-in, okay, it's just safer for the Chrome extensions. Even with the Chrome extensions, I had checklists. This one, for example, YouTube SEO checklist, the first version of that, we had 18,000 users. Okay, with the Android version I just started to run traffic to, we've already got like 2,400 users, and we spent about $400 to get there. $458 exactly is how much we spent. So you can see, if you're into things like buying solar ads, etc., this is a numbers game, and we can use this. Now the key to this is the nurturing after you got the email address. It's not just sending them some offers, etc. straight away. You want to nurture them, okay? So we need to have an autoresponder sequence set up. We need to have it set up in a way that makes sense, and so we will be covering all that kind of stuff. But I will do the first session free. Okay, so if you want to learn more about that, about how much it's costing, what tools are provided with it, etc., then keep an eye out for that. But you need to be on my email list to be able to find that from that. And to get on the email list, all you need to do is install the Chrome extension that I'm going to put with this session. Okay, I'm going to put the Chrome extension, this session into that Chrome extension that I'm going to build tonight, and put that onto the Chrome store, so that you can install this. And when you install it, it's going to ask you to give an email address, and all you do is you give an email address, and that means you will be on my email list, and you will find out from the email list when I've got the free training for the Rapid 5-Figure Affiliate. Okay, and also you will see here, and there will be a banner there for that particular first training as well. Even if you've missed it, you'll be able to go and watch that first part of that training. Okay, so that's basically what we're going to do. So that's it. Well, thank you for watching, and I hope you got some good value from this. I hope you learned some things. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. That helps me, okay? Give the video a like, and hopefully you'll be looking forward to the next training sessions that we do. Thanks.